What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. So it seems Priti Patel, the Conservative MP and Brexiteer, has come out in the Sun attacking Jeremy Corbyn and Diane Abbott, saying that them two in charge makes her feel sick, much like it does everyone else in the country. This is of course going to be related to the Corbynated chicken's terrorist links and his sympathies towards them, and of course Diane Abbott's incompetence and mathematical genius. Now, rather than waffling on about how incompetent the Labour Party is, let's take a look at the Sun's article on this and go over that. Because Priti Patel has absolutely destroyed the Corbynated chicken and Diane Abbott. The Sun's headline, Chilling Risk. Priti Patel says prospect of Corbyn and Abbott in charge of national security makes her feel sick. It makes everyone feel sick. Unless, of course, you're part of a terrorist organisation, in which case you'd probably be quite happy. Jeremy Corbyn would pose a chilling risk to national security if he wins the keys to number 10, the Home Secretary has warned. Priti Patel is worried that his previous links with terrorist groups could hamper his ability to make life or death decisions to keep Britain safe. I'd say it's almost a certainty that it would hamper his ability to make life or death decisions that kept Britain safe, simply because he doesn't care if Britain's safe, or the British citizens for that matter. And she is horrified at the prospect of handing over her own responsibilities to Mr Corbyn's close pal, Diane Abbott. Ms Patel told The Sun on Sunday, just the thought of those two in charge of our national security makes me feel ill. They have sided with and defended some of the most appalling individuals and terrorist groups. In any other circumstances, I am not sure Jeremy Corbyn or Diane Abbott would even get security clearance. Their backgrounds alone would be enough to set alarm bells ringing. And that is something that needs to be addressed here. If Corbyn becomes Prime Minister, and it's highly unlikely at this point, but it's still possible, how can he get security clearance for this information, given the links he has and the people he calls friends? Surely the intelligence services have got a responsibility of care to not pass something to terrorist sympathisers that could put British forces or British security interests in danger. Like, it doesn't make any sense. How can this be possible? Surely the Queen would have to step in and say, no, this cannot happen. Or maybe the military, MI6, MI5, whoever leads the top shit. Someone needs to step in and say, hold on a fucking minute. This guy can't have it. This chick can't have it. Because both of them are terrorist sympathisers. It is something that I think needs to be talked about in the mainstream media a bit more. In an exclusive interview with The Sun on Sunday, Ms Patel tore into the Labour leader for spending much of his political career cozying up to Britain's enemies. He has been widely blasted for meeting convicted members of the IRA and Islamic extremists, including Hezbollah and Hamas. It's dangerous. Earlier this year, photographs emerged of Mr Corbyn with a wreath at the foot of a grave of a Palestinian leader linked to the Munich Olympics massacre. The Home Secretary fears his past associations could cloud his judgment and put a barrier of mistrust between him and the security services. Well, it would definitely put a barrier of mistrust between him and the security services, especially the armed forces. I know people in the army who absolutely despise Corbyn, and that is a sentiment he says is felt throughout the entire army. Not one of them like Corbyn or the Labour Party for that matter. No soldier trusts his life in Corbyn's hands or the defence of this country. And only last week he said the world's most wanted terrorist, ISIS boss Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, should have been arrested and put on trial, even though the jihadist blew himself up with a suicide vest before US soldiers could get to him. Yes, Jeremy Corbyn, if you want to arrest a terrorist who might blow himself up, why don't you walk over there and offer him a nice big hug as you put them handcuffs or the zip ties on him? Why don't you go and do that? See how long you last, you fucking moron. Telling British soldiers or American soldiers to go over there and arrest these people. It just goes to show how little common sense this guy actually has, doesn't it, really? She said, this is a man who for decades has sided with our foes and spurned our allies. You only have to look at the kind of organisations he subscribes to, the company he keeps, and the things he says. Spot on, I couldn't have said it better myself. These are things that the media seem to forget, and a lot of his supporters obviously don't know about. Some of them will know about it and support him because of it, obviously. But a lot of them won't know none of this shit because the mainstream media doesn't report it enough. Corbyn's comments on the death of al-Baghdadi a few days ago speak volumes. To suggest that people wearing suicide vests should be arrested is not only ridiculous, it's dangerous. Yes, it's mortally dangerous at the end of the day. It certainly wouldn't be this fucking Corbynated chicken, that's for sure. I wouldn't dream of putting the lives of our police, security or intelligence services at risk in that way. Obviously, no one should. It's the first job of any government to keep its people safe. But Jeremy Corbyn and Diane Abbott are people who don't stand up for law enforcement. They don't support the incredible men and women in our police forces. They work against our intelligence agencies and our security forces, and they don't believe in the defence of our country. They have a proven track record of campaigning with the wrong organisations. They don't believe in national security. Jeremy Corbyn wants to disband our army and doesn't believe in the safeguards of our Trident nuclear deterrent. These people would not keep us safe at all. I shudder to think of the risks we'd leave ourselves open if they ever won power. In the 3 months since she has become Home Secretary, Ms Patel has had to make instant judgment calls on secret operations at all times of the day and night. She is sometimes awakened in the small hours to reprove certain action and admits they are calls which are sobering and sometimes fill you with dread. Ms Patel added, "Would you trust them to exercise the right kind of judgment when it comes to striking out the forces of harm and evil, terrorists in particular? I'm conscious of that every minute of the day, and I don't see how the public could even contemplate someone like Diane Abbott or Jeremy Corbyn dealing with the demands of high office. No, we can't contemplate it. Many of the people who will vote Labour either won't know this or will be too naive to believe it. Instead, just believe in Labour's policies of free shit, you know? That's how they get them. These people don't do due diligence when they vote for these political parties. They literally just vote because they're offering free shit. Oh, that sounds good, we'll take that. Without actually thinking back into it. How much is this going to cost? What will be the ramifications of it? They just see free shit and that's it. That's what Labour are banking on at the end of the day. I see a lot of classified material and have to digest it quickly without discussing it with anybody else and then make a crucial judgment call. I seriously wonder if there would be some doubt in the minds of security services as to whether they would want to share highly sensitive and classified information with them. That is a very good point. I don't need to wonder it. As a matter of fact, I know security service personnel will not want to share that with them. These people are going to be very dedicated to their job and understand the ramifications of giving it to the wrong people, i.e. Jeremy Corbyn or Diane Abbott. To be honest, I'm simply appalled at the thought of the security of our country being put in the hands of Jeremy Corbyn and Diane Abbott. And I'm sure many Sun on Sunday readers will feel the same. And the rest of the article goes on about the Windrush scandal and knife crime, which I won't go over in this video as it's not relevant to Corbyn and Diane Abbott getting shit on. You can go and read the Sun on Sunday's article about it if you really want to, but it's not that interesting. It's the sort of shit that you would expect. But to sum up that article, it's a scathing attack by Priti Patel on the Corbynated chicken and Diane Abbott, who, as Priti Patel said, are a danger to UK security, economy and the public. Because these Marxist shitweasels will have you brainwashed with their free broadband, while selling secrets to these terrorist organisations Jeremy Corbyn calls friends, I expect. Anything would be possible with this guy, let's be honest. But on that note, I'm going to end the video there, guys. I want to thank our PayPal, Patreon and Subscribestar members for supporting the channel, along with everyone who watches my videos. Remember to let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. Leave a like, subscribe with the notification bell and share this video as it helps the channel a lot. And I will see you all in the next one.
This Parliament is a dead Parliament. It should no longer sit. It has no moral right to sit on these green benches. They don't like the truth. Twice they have been asked to let the electorate decide upon whether they should continue to sit in their seats, while they block 17.4 million people's votes. Parliament is a disgrace, but they're too cowardly to give it a go. But the time is coming. The time is coming, Mr. Speaker, when even these turkeys won't be able to prevent Christmas.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors. Slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires. And that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going and we are glad to be going. We're off.